Babylon Zoning Board of Appeals, please listen to the rules and procedures that will follow for tonight's meeting.
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Town of Babylon Zoning Board of Appeals. The following is the procedure that will be followed tonight. The matters will be called in the order they appear on the calendar, with adjourned matters being called at the end of the regularly scheduled matters. Matters cannot be heard prior to their published scheduled time. When your matter is called, please submit the affidavit of posting to the secretary and proceed to the podium and give your name and address. The chairperson will then swear you in and read into the record information we have from your application, comments from various town departments, and any correspondence received on your application. The chairperson will then ask you to make whatever presentation you wish to make to the board. After you have made your presentation, the board will ask whatever questions the board deems appropriate, and then we will ask for comments from the public. If you wish to speak for or against an application, we ask that you wait until you're acknowledged, come forward, give us your name and address, tell us where your property is in relation to the property that's in question tonight, and then please direct your comments to the board, not the applicant or the applicant's representative. We have to keep a record, and we cannot do that if there are people talking over each other or cross conversations. If someone has spoken for or against an application, and they have said exactly the same thing that you wish to say, it will have the same force and effect in the record if you give your name and address, are sworn in, and say that you join in those comments. If you have anything additional to say, please don't hesitate to do so, but keep in mind that you will be given only one opportunity to speak. After the public has spoken, the board may ask the applicant to come back to answer any questions that may have come up as a result of the public comments, or for the applicant to summarize. When the applicant comes back to answer any additional questions, if that happens, that does not start a second round of public comments. Once the matter has been heard, various things may occur. The board may decide the application immediately. It may reserve decision. If the board reserves decision, that does not mean the matter is approved or denied. It just means that the board needs more time to decide, may want to go out and look at the site again, or might want to review the documents and testimony further before making a decision. In either event, the applicant will receive the board's decision in writing shortly after the board makes its decision. If the application is approved, that does not mean that you can then go ahead and start construction or whatever it is that you requested from the board. You will have to wait for the building permit to be obtained from the building department before your go-ahead. On some occasions, the matter may be continued for another night. If it is continued, in most cases it will be for the submission of documents, a new survey, new plans, or something of that nature. If that's the case, no one needs to come back on the new date. The documents will be submitted and no further testimony will be taken. On rare occasions, a matter may be continued for future testimony. If that's the case, then people would have to come back to testify. If matters are adjourned at an open meeting on the scheduled date of hearing, no further notice need be given unless specifically required by the board on the date the adjournment is granted. 3 rules that may affect your ability to proceed tonight. 1. If the sign was not posted for 10 days, we cannot hold the hearing tonight. 2. If you commence this proceeding while you own the property, but no longer own the property, and you are here now to continue with the application, you will need either the written consent of the new owner or the new owner to be present for the hearing. This situation could come about if you sold your house or building, money was held in escrow at closing for a certificate of occupancy or permit, and you're here tonight to clear that up. Lastly, if your application is a commercial application and it's other than a renewal and there is more than one tenant in the building, then you need your landlord to be here. Is there any applicant that has any difficulty with those situations and would need an adjournment tonight?
Is there anyone that need an adjournment? Please rise and join the board in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First application is application 22-181 of Junior Nunez, property located in Copeg.
Good evening.
Name and address for the record, please.
Juan Lopez, 2470 Great Neck Road, Copake, New York, 11726.
Okay, and do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated October 27, 2022, Environmental Control memo dated October 31st, 2022. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Meets and Bounds Surveying dated February 13th, 2019, tax map acting as an area map, and,
Chairman, we have 5 photographs.
okay, would you like to tell us about the application?
Well, it's a shed that, of course, is bigger than a regular shed. It's in great conditions, keeping it in very good conditions, and pretty much the issue we hear is because it's supposed to be 6 feet, and it's only almost 4 feet distance from the property line, so we're hoping the board approve this application.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Dellavecchio.
Yeah, so I passed by today. The shed is in good condition. What was the original complaint about that brought this up?
It was that they have people, tenants.
Okay.
That was the initial, so we started when opening Pandora's box when we got town goes into a property. And then we legalize everything, whatever needs to be legalized, and this is the last item to be legalized.
So do you guys have an accessory apartment permit?
No, it was just, they was thinking that there was a lot of people living in the house.
But there's not.
It's not. It was already inspected. We passed every single inspection with the
So
town
it's
of
a
Babylon.
single-family dwelling, no one?
Yes.
Okay. Would you guys agree that if the shed was ever taken down, or rebuilt, it'd be put in a conforming
My
location?
client said if of course, probably, hopefully not, but if necessary, of course, he will do whatever town wants to be done.
Okay, I have no further questions.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve application 22-181 with the condition that if the shed ever to be taken down or rebuilt, it be rebuilt in a conforming location.
Second.
All in favor? Right, good luck.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too. Next application is application 22-182 of Christina O'Neill, property located in North Babylon. Name and address for the record.
It is Kevin Bertolini, 14 Corsa Street in Dix Hills, New York.
Ma'am,
Christina O'Neill.
you gotta come up a little bit, okay?
Christina O'Neill, 311A Prairie Drive, North Babylon, 11703.
Okay, you both affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated October 27, 2022, Environmental Control memo dated October 31st, 2022. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Suffolk County Planning memo dated October 26, 2022, decision of local determination, take no position for or against. A survey by William Simmons dated March 8, 2022, tax map acting as an area map.
And Mr. Chairman, there's 4 photographs.
Would you like to tell us about the application?
Sure. I'm here representing Mr. and Mrs. O'Neill, who are seeking side yard and total side yard variances to construct a partial second-floor addition and to reconstruct a portion of their dwelling. The second-floor addition is over the rear portion of their existing one-story dwelling. They would also like to change the roof to a gable roof in the remaining one-story portion in the front to increase the curb appeal. The existing property is an undersized lot being in a Zone C, requiring 7,500 square feet with 75-foot width. Their lot is only 6,045.66 square feet, or 1,454.34 square feet less than required. Their width is only 40 feet, 35 feet less than required. The existing dwelling does not conform to the required setbacks. the requirements of a 10-foot minimum and 25-foot total. The existing dwelling only has a 4-foot minimum and a 14.5-foot total side yard setbacks. We are seeking variances to be able to align the proposed addition with the existing dwelling. The second floor addition would not further encroach into the side yards. It would be directly above the existing front footprint of the dwelling itself as it is now. So there would be no further encroachment into the 4-foot minimum or the 14.5-foot side yard setbacks. Mrs. O'Neill have spoken to their neighbors. They have no objections. I do have one letter stating that they have no objection, signed by one of the neighbors.
Want to just stand up? I'm going to make it part of the record.
Okay. We feel the addition is pretty much a minor addition. It improves the curb appeal and maintains the character of the neighborhood.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Shepherd.
Good evening. So we're just going straight up, right? In the
Straight
rear?
up on the sides, yes, and the back.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Good.
Sure. Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve application 22-182.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Next application is application 22184 of Joseph Mazzarisi, property located in Copeg.
Peter Toth, 370 Harrison Avenue, Massapequa, New York.
Did you guys get the name?
Peter Toth,
Okay.
acting on behalf of Joseph Mazzarisi. I can't even say his name. Mazzarisi?
Mazzarisi.
Mazzarisi, that's how you
I got it right.
So we are requesting a side yard and aggregate side yard variances for a
Whoa,
proposed
whoa,
one.
whoa, whoa, whoa. So, hold on a second. Got to read your stuff into the record.
Sure,
Okay.
go ahead.
I have a planning division memo dated October 27, 2022, environmental control memo dated October 31st, 2022. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Survey by Jason Lettingham dated January 14, 2022. Tax map acting as an area map. And
Chairman, we have 8 photographs on the site plan by Raymond Donor, dated March 31st, 2022.
okay.
Sorry. We are requesting side yard and aggregate side yard variances for a proposed one-story rear addition for a kitchen expansion and renovation. The house itself is currently non-conforming in location with both side yard and aggregate side yards, and also front yard, which makes it difficult to modify without requiring variances. The required side yard is 10 feet, where we are proposing 7.1 to align with the current rear wall and side yard setback on the east side of the property. We are not coming any closer to the side than what currently exists now. The existing house aggregate side yard is 22.7, where 25 is required. On the second floor, there is an existing rear dormer with both sides set in 2 feet 2 inches. We are squaring off those sides to match the first floor below, resulting in the total side yard to be less than required, but matching the existing first floor. Also, the existing front yard is 25.3 feet, or 3 inches, where 30 feet is required, where we're looking to add a decorative gable peak roof over the front for aesthetics and curb appeal. This is a minor improvement to the existing non-conforming front yard setback. We do feel that this is a minor addition located in the rear yard, along with cosmetic work in the front yard, and will not impact the existing characteristics of this non-conforming home, and will be in character with the neighborhood.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Dellavecchia.
Did construction start already, as I noticed some of the siding on?
The siding and stuff, he was just revamping and cleaning up. He did change out a light fixture in the front. He had the wire coming out of there. The only construction that was really done would, I guess, be the HVAC, the mini split that was filed for, and is on record. I don't know offhand what that permit number is, though. And
Then
that's
in-
not encroaching on any side yard, I don't believe.
Okay. And then in the rear, you guys are just basically taking away from the screened-in sunroom and making that living space?
Right, he's gonna have that kitchen, if you look at the plans, he's wrapping the whole kitchen around there, windows, sliding doors gonna be off to the side, leading where the garage is. I guess he's gonna make a patio area, I'm not 100% sure on his landscaping plans, but I would assume that he would have a barbecue or something set up in that manner.
And then that side door on the east side, where does that lead to?
Side door that he has now,
Yeah, where the siding was ripped off?
that's his front, side door. He's got the existing, he has a slider that's, oh, that exterior, that where that mech room is?
Correct.
That's going to be his mech room after, that is, I don't know if that's actually on the outside and you're able to go in there. I think that is proposed at this point. I'd have to verify that.
Is there a way to remove that door? So it doesn't look like there's two front doors?
Yeah, I can take that up. And make it, and move it into, I guess, I don't know, I have the CO and smoke detector sitting there, you know, outside. Yeah,
Okay,
I'll make notation of that to correct with the architect.
thank you. I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve application 22-184 with the condition that the side door be removed.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next application is application 22-187 of Christina Jackson James, property located in West Babylon.
Good evening. Matthew Bush, architect on behalf of the owner. Address is 2615 Union Boulevard, Islip, New York, 11751.
I do affirm to tell the truth.
Yes.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated October 27, 2022. We have an approval on case 02080 dated April 4th, 2002. Environmental control memo dated October 31st, 2022. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Survey by Jason Lettingham dated April 13th, 2022. Tax map acting as an area map, and
Mr. Chairman, we have 3 photographs.
what would you like to tell us about the application?
So we are here seeking permission for side yard and total side yard variances, in addition to an increase in the total allowable building area. One additional item that did come up when we went through planning was an existing non-conforming patio that exists on the north side of the property. We understand that planning is not in favor of that, and as part of the application, if we move forward, we are willing to rectify that condition. As it relates to the addition, we're proposing 549 square foot addition to the backside of the house. The side yards are in alignment with the current structure, which is existing non-conforming, and we're seeking to build straight back. As part of that, we have a full unfinished basement that is only housing laundry area. The existing property is substandard for the district that it's in, Residence B, where we have a 10,000 square foot minimum requirement for lots. The existing property is 5,000 square feet. So the increase in total building area is something that we are seeking to keep it commensurate with the allowable building area for a standard lot in the Residence B district. This application comes about as we were seeking to rebuild the back half of the house. The existing rear portion of the house was built over a deck structure, which was then enclosed and is not exactly to code as it is right now. So in addition to rebuilding that structure to code, we wanted to expand it within the bounds of what exists on the lot.
Thank you. Turn the hearing over to Ms. McCullough.
Okay, so as far as the patio, you are in agreement to cutting it back to a conforming location. So that'll be to 2 feet. Should I delete that variance? All right, I make a motion to delete variance number 4 on application 22-187, diminishing the distance to north side yard from 2 feet to 0 feet.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
All right, and you agree to keep the basement, a laundry, and storage area only?
Yes, that is as it's proposed on our plans, and
And it will
that's
remain
how
that
will
way?
be built.
Perfect. I just have a question. So the driveway, does it extend all the way? Is it past the fence, the fencing area?
Let's see. So the driveway, are you talking towards the rear side?
Correct.
Rear side of the property?
Yes.
So it extends back to a shed at the rear end of the property.
It does go all the way back. Okay. Is there a reason for that? You guys want to keep that?
It's existing.
So you do want to keep that?
We would like to, unless it's a condition that we need to.
Windows in the basement? No windows in the basement?
Other than required ventilation, but no, just small hopper windows, no egress windows, nothing of that sort. We're not intending it to be finished space.
Okay. So is there a lot area, building area difference with the? Okay. So he's going to cut back to 2 feet, I'll say, as you delete it, as you said. Does that change the building area? If you want to, that they would be recalculated for the total lot coverage. Okay, be recalculated. Unless the board would like to see it on the plan. Just make it a condition, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, okay. All right, I have no further questions.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? Come on up. Can you have a seat, please?
Hi.
Hey, name and address for the record, please.
Sure. Susan D'Angelo, 415 Old Farmingdale Road, West Babylon.
Okay.
I
Sir?
just have a question. We're on Old Farmingdale Road in Presidents. How many houses back? Because we're the one house that's on Old Farmingdale.
3.
Three
It's the
houses.
third house back.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't the one house that was right next to us, because they're over on their property line into the Indian right-of-way. And I wanted to make sure it wasn't them. That
Yeah, no,
were-
it's the third house back.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
You're welcome. Would anyone else like to be heard on this application? Okay.
All right, I make a motion to approve application number 22-187 with a condition that the lot coverage be recalculated and the patio be cut back to a conforming location.
Second.
And the basement remain storage and laundry area only.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Next application is application 22-183 of Terry Cody, property located in West Babylon. She makes snake eyes at me every time
Hello.
I give her a West Babylon.
My name is Terry Cody. I live at 1508 3rd Street, West Babylon, New York.
Okay. Do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated October 27th, 2022, Environmental control memo dated October 31st, 2022. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Pat Charles Setafico, dated March 9th, 2022. Tax map acting as an area map, and
Chairman, there's 4 photographs on the site plan by Thomas Winnes.
what would you like to tell us about the application?
We'd like to build a second-story dormer in the back of the house to accommodate my growing family. I know that there's 2 issues on the paperwork that I received. We already had pre-existing plans to redo the backyard paving to give more grass in the backyard. And also, I was speaking with Rachel on the planning board, and she had mentioned that the driveway is too large and we have no problem cutting that back.
Great.
I'll turn the hearing over to Ms. McCullough.
Well, as long as you're cutting the driveway back and reducing the pavers from the patio
Yes,
to a conforming location, both you agree to?
yes.
All right.
Mhm.
I have no further questions.
Do we need to delete? So you'll, yeah, number 5, too. Yeah, that's going to have to be recalculated, too, so, okay. We'll do the same thing then. Diminish the state side yard from 2 to 1 for concrete pavers. Okay, do the same thing.
All right.
Any other questions from the board? I know your mind is ready. Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Okay, go.
All right, I make a motion to delete variance number 4 on application number 22-183, which is diminishing the distance to the east side yard from 2 feet to 1 feet.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yeah, we'll recalculate it, all right?
That's the condition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I make a motion to approve application 22-183 with the condition that the pavers be cut back, the driveway is cut back.
Yes.
And the front yard is recalculated.
lot coverage,
Lot coverage is recalculated.
as amended.
I'm sorry?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you.
And worse and worse. I'm killing myself.
You didn't make,
Don't ever,
you didn't make snake eyes at me when I gave you the last one.
sorry.
It's okay. I got lots of daughters. They all make snake eyes. Next application is application 22096 of Claudia Stewart, property located in West Babylon.
Good evening.
What's going on here?
Oh, no, this is something that I'll show you.
Okay. Different? All right, just, yeah, pass it out. We'll pass them down.
Thank you.
Is this an updated?
I'm not sure, but
Thanks. You got one? Good one. Name and address for the record.
good evening. My name is Chris Alvino. I work for Harold Gebhardt Architect, 363 North Wellwood Avenue, Lindenhurst.
And do you affirm to tell the truth?
I do. And Claudia Stewart is here with me as well, the owner.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated October 27, 2022. Environmental Control memo dated October 31st, 2022. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Michael K. Wicks, not sure if it's the same one, dated August 5th, 2021. Doesn't say when. A tax map acting as an area map, and
Chairman, we have 12 photographs and a site plan by Harold E. Gebhard dated July 7th, 2022.
would you like to tell us about the application?
Okay. What we'd like to do is put a second-story addition on the house. Mrs. Stewart has no intentions on making it a two-family ever, just getting more living space. We're looking to maintain an existing rear deck. We have a proposed front covered entry, and we do have several variances to make this all happen. I don't think any of it is over the top, except maybe the concrete. I know that the planning board memo asked us to maybe cut back some concrete, so on that survey I just handed out, I have it labeled with X's there, what we're planning to take away. 8.8 feet of concrete across the whole back will be, we're gonna slice it with a saw and just take it out of there and put grass in its place. That shows on the east side, east property side. That's the east or the rear yard. In the back, if that would suffice. It's a well-kept property. It's a pretty house. It's gonna be a lot prettier when we're done.
That's it, okay. I'll turn the hearing over to Ms. McCullough.
All right, what about the shed? Is that able to be relocated?
The 7x7 vinyl shed,
Yes.
it's on the property. It's not on the other property, but if we were going to relocate it, we'd relocate it in a spot that is conforming to the code.
Okay, perfect. Do I need to do some?
It's a vinyl shed. It's small. It's 7x7, but.
So
we have
you'll
no-
move it to 2 feet?
Exactly.
Okay.
We would move it.
Okay, so make a motion.
All right, so I make a motion to delete variances number 6, 7, and 8 on application 22-96.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. You already said that we're not doing an accessory apartment, this is just for growing family.
Correct.
For-
She's been there, how long you been there? Since 2007?
Nice. And number 5 will be, so that'll be part of the condition. All right, I have no further questions.
Yeah. Driveway?
You just have photographs as well, right? And drawings of what it's going to look like? I have a drawing here of what it's going to look like if you don't have it.
I don't,
Plans?
Denise might have it.
Is the patio boarding the property line? Is it right on the property line? The
what?
patio?
I think it's, let me just check the survey. It looks like it's right on the property line. That's why we're going to cut it back 8.8 feet, all the way across the back.
Yep. Yeah, so that was right.
These are the plans, if you just want to take.
Well, let me ask, what about the south side? Is that all concrete?
There's about 3 feet, 3.5 feet of soil, grass, and then concrete.
Okay.
So maybe 10 foot of concrete there.
It's more than 2 feet from the property line to the concrete?
Definitely more than 2 feet from the property line on both sides.
Thank you.
Yep, good.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Make a motion to approve application 22-096 as amended with the condition that the building area be recalculated, and there will be no accessory apartment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And the shed be moved to a conforming location.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
You want to take these plans?
Next application is application 22174 of UA American, Inc., property located in Lindenhurst.
Have a great holiday if I don't see you.
Take care, you too. Name and address for the record.
Chris Gray, architect, 2401 Capri Place, North Belmont, New York, representing UA America. Also, the president of UA America is Kevin McNerney, who's sitting to my right. The property is in question is 269 East Riviera Drive
Okay,
in Lindenhurst.
Give me a second. First off, do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated October 27, 2022. A environmental control memo dated November 2nd, 2022. There's a number of things on here, conditions. One of them would be that the lower level be limited to parking and storage. That would be a condition of the, if we were to approve it.
Yes, we received the list as well.
Okay. Suffolk County Planning Memo dated October 26, 2022, a decision of local determination, take no position for or against. Survey by Jason Lettingham, dated November 2nd, 2021. Wow, hot off the press. Oh, 21. Tax map acting as an area map, and
Mr. Chairman, there's 6 photographs and a site plan by Christopher L. Gray dated July 13, 2022.
what would you like to tell us about the application?
Yes, my client wishes to demolish the existing home and to rebuild a new single-family dwelling, basically to be FEMA compliant, 2-story dwelling over a garage space. The property is located in Residence C, where the minimum property size is 75 by 100, and typically of 7,500 square feet. This particular property is substandard at 40 by 100 and of 4,000 square feet. Flood zone is AE6. The variances that we are seeking are for side yard and side yard aggregate. The required side yard is a minimum of 10. We propose 5 feet on the north side of the property, and on the south side, we propose a 10-foot setback. And the aggregate required is 25 feet, and we propose an aggregate of 15 feet. There's also a variance for the rear yard. The required rear yard is 30 feet. It's noted technically 26 feet from an exterior platform to get out from the lower level. The main dwelling does comply with the 30-foot required setback, and so does the front. Basically, trying to duplicate the footprint that exists now, and coming up with a reasonable size home. We are within the required building coverage as well.
I'll turn the hearing over to Mr. Rigney.
Does your client agree to the CNRs and the DEC memo as well?
I am not sure. All the memo that I have is basically from the planning division. There was a letter, you say, from what?
Okay, on the bottom of the planning memo, there should be a list of conditions that planning is asking for, as well as
Oh, I see, yes, yes, we have that as well, right? It's broken into
Yeah.
to two lists, but yes, we are aware of that.
And your client agrees to those conditions?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Also, the existing house there now has a garage. Do they plan on putting anything back there, or is it just a house?
No, the intent is because it needs to be raised to FEMA standards, the first level will be a garage, so no detached garage.
No further questions.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Good.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve application 22-174 with the condition that the CNRs and DEC conditions are followed.
Second.
All in favor?
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you. Have a good night. GRAY. You're welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Pamela Green, Office of the Town Attorney. If we can continue with the agenda. Roll right towing remains reserved. Joanne McGinnis remains reserved. Oscar Madrano remains reserved. Craig Simak remains reserved. There are no updates to those applications. That will bring the board's agenda to application 22-130, Stanley Gilpin. And if you would turn your attention to your correspondence packet, please find item number 2, a memo from Rich Normoyle advising that new plans have been received and they would make the following amendments. The application's 22-130, Stanley Gilpin. Variance number 3 would be amended. It would read diminished south side yard from 12 to now 10. Variance number 4 would be amended. It would now read diminished total side yards from 30 feet to 22 feet. Variance number 5 would be deleted. The board had asked for a redesigned home that was smaller and that would not require such significant variances. The applicant complied. These are the new plans. If acceptable, the board would approve as amended.
I'll make a motion to approve application 22-130 as amended pursuant to the memo by Rich Normoyle, dated November 2nd, 2022.
Second. Oh, sorry.
The planning memo also had the standard list of.
Did it? Okay, so then it'll be with the standard covenants and restrictions and conditions.
Again, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. The remainder of the applications all remain on the reserved calendar. There are no updates. If the board would like me to go through them, I can, or we can proceed right to your correspondence page.
Go right to the correspondence.
Page.
Your first item on correspondence is correspondence from the Village of Babylon advising that there are 3 properties located within 500 feet of the Town of Babylon jurisdiction. So if the board would like to review those, that is item number 1 on your correspondence. Item number 2 was the memo from Rich Normoyle, which you just acted on. Carryover correspondence is an email from Adam Sherman. This was the attorney representing the new tenant at the location that the former tenant, DCC Realty, had requested the board revoke their previously issued special use permit. This matter is in litigation between these 2 entities, and it is council's considered advice that the board not take action at this time.
Something's in litigation.
Did that answer all the questions as to why it was carried over?
Okay.
With that, if the board is accepting of the minutes of October 20th,
Make a motion to accept the minutes of October 20th, 2022.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
thank you.
Don't worry, I
Thank
got your
you.
back.
Last week, the board had the findings for Evelyn and Dominic Nappy to review. The board will recall that this was property located in Amityville, and the issue was with the proposed garage height. The board was not inclined to adopt that, so the findings are now on for your acceptance if there's no edits or comments.
Wasn't this, the garage door was too big too, or did they?
The garage height, door height,
Yeah, okay,
7 to 8.
okay. No, he didn't.
I thought he agreed to lower it.
No, he didn't. He didn't agree to that, right?
No, I think there was another application
Okay.
that they did, where they agreed to lower the height of the whole
He was,
structure. This was,
he was stuck on that and sent us a bunch of correspondence showing different sized vehicles and so on and so forth, so.
correct, the premises is located in Amityville.
Right. Okay. Just,
I wasn't here that day for that one. That was the garage, right?
yeah. You weren't here?
I wasn't here that day, yeah.
All right.
I remember you telling me about it.
I'll make a motion to approve the findings on application 22-150.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. For the board's review over the next week are the findings for Ure Vaca. The board will recall this is property located in West Babylon. It had an outside gazebo constructed with a smoker/barbecue inside that was creating numerous concerns of smoke complaints from the neighbors. So I would welcome the board's review of those findings. And with that, that concludes your agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All in favor?